Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bitch Bible Podcast. Surprise, it's just me today. We've had guests the past 2 weeks. Who is she? I don't know her. Yom Kippur, I hardly know her. So I want to address the elephant in the room, and I'm sorry to start off this episode like kind of in a weird zone, but as someone who always preaches authenticity and transparency without being a buzzkill, I just wanted to announce some news, some recent findings. And, I'm just kind of like grappling with my new reality and trying to pivot and find joy and grace and appreciation for my health and the journey forward. So guess who has mercury poisoning? Me. Okay, which by the way, can I just say, low-key, very chic. Okay, very chic. So I took a blood test a couple weeks ago because, I just wanted to see what was going on. I hadn't had one ever besides when I was pregnant. And I thought maybe we just take a look-see-loo, see how the hormones are doing, see how my levels are doing. I've really decided that this year I was going to take some micro shrivel of interest in my health. And so I went and got my blood test, okay? And I went to the doctor to kind of go over the results, was really praying for some type of I don't know, like a hormone imbalance so I could adjust and just casually lose 6 pounds without altering my lifestyle or diet. But alas, the hormones are just perfection along with everything else, like low sodium, low blood pressure, gorgeous liver enzymes, just A's across the board. But I was brought into the office to discuss a diagnosis. And as you can imagine, when you get a call from the doctor's office that we need to go over your results, I'm thinking, well, she had a good run, and B, this will be great for downloads. So I sit down in the sterile Valley nurse clinic chair, and she says to me very kindly, very tenderly, that I have high levels of mercury and arsenic in my system, and most likely it is due to overconsumption of sushi, which is just so typically me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, glom. And the truth is that I've really been looking for a new angle these days, and being a victim is all the rage. I personally have never tried that route. I don't want to lead the march, so to speak, but in a turn of events, I will be organizing a march for mercury poisoning. I want to be the face of mercury poisoning. I want people to feel bad for me. I want people to pity me. I want people to empathize with my ailment. I just am looking for a new frontier. And if that is being the face of mercury poisoning, let the sashimi flow, okay? Because I never want it to heal. I'm going to work it into every possible situation to benefit me. I'm sorry, I'm dealing with mercury poisoning right now, so I just can't really exceed my bandwidth professionally. Andrew, I can't wake up with a baby. I have mercury poisoning. I was poisoned, okay, by a little gilled tuna, okay, by Nemo, okay? She has infiltrated my system and poisoned me. I'm poisoned. Let's go over what are the symptoms of mercury poisoning, okay? Because I would like to casually embellish. What are the symptoms of mercury poisoning? Am I podcasting right now? What are the symptoms of, it's hard to type and talk, guys, poisoning? I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Okay, hold please. A range of symptoms depending on the type of mercury exposure, elemental, inorganic, or organic, like menthol mercury. We don't know, okay? Memory loss, mood swings or irritability, check. Anxiety or depression? Not really. Insomnia? Check. Tremors or muscle twitching? Check. Numbness or tingling, especially in the hands, feet, or around the mouth? Sure, check. Poor coordination? Check, 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 check. Difficulty concentrating? Check, check, check. Fatigue? Check. Headaches? Check. Muscle weakness? Check. Vision or hearing changes? Not really, but sure, check. Where am I? Skin rashes or peeling? Excuse me, zoom in on the forehead. Granted, I have third-degree burns from Cabo San Lucas, but check. High blood pressure or abnormal heart rhythms? Not so much, but check. Abdominal pain? No. Nausea? No. Diarrhea? A girl could dream. Whatever. A developmental delay? Check, check, check. Motor skill regressions? Okay, yeah, perhaps. Haven't swung around a tennis racket recently, but used to have a killer backhand. I'll try it out this weekend. Lack of coordination. We already went over this. Check, check, check. Jeremy Piven, okay, a la 2000, when was it? 2, came forward saying that he was diagnosed, the D word, okay? It's not dyke. It's diagnosed. Oh my God. By the way, speaking of dykes, somebody sent me a Reddit thread recently that was saying that I was a homophobic. Okay. Because I casually use the term dyke, faggot, and cocksucker. How dare you? How dare you? That gave me a gay old chuckle. Oh, somebody somewhere who's listening to this, can you send me an email reminding me to frame it for my gallery wall? Because I'm bumping things around in the house, and I have my bestiality shadow ban email that I need to get framed. I have my homophobic Reddit thread that I need to get framed. And I think really that's it. No personal photos. Oh, and I should probably do my mercury poisoning diagnosis, like a cute little triptych. Can you imagine? Homophobic. You fucking wish. And like, imagine if I was that broken where I like took that seriously and issued an apology. Never, ever, ever. Keep it fucking going. You know, I always have found like influencer apologies to just be level 10 broken. Like if you're apologizing for something, you're admitting to some form of compliance. And I refuse. You know, I think if you get too defensive, like, what are you defending? I have no even the slightest desire to apologize or defend any such thing. That's insane. You're fucking nuts. Like, I can't, okay? It is not my responsibility to explain inherent inclusion and jokes to people. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't making those jokes, then maybe you might want to sniff something out. But because it's so brazen and like intentional behind a microphone, don't even fucking try. It's ridiculous. Doth protest too much. Doth protest too much. I loved it. That gave me a real LOL. So anyways, what was I talking about? My diagnosis. Thank you so much. I'm thinking benefit concert, fundraiser with all of the proceeds going to my healing process, aka bring on the omakase. You know what I'm saying? And can you imagine? I have a mercury poisoning benefit at like a local community center. We use the folding chairs and the available tables. No cloths, no linens, no rentals, no catering. Maybe just like we go to Costco, we get like a rogue sushi platter and pray for fucking diarrhea. And I charge like $500 a plate for like one little sad listeria clad California roll, and then I just like buy a new purse. You know what I mean? Just because if I'm gonna live with mercury poisoning, at bare minimum, I could get a new purse this summer and like maybe redo my primary bathroom, because that's really what I'm laser focused on right now. You know, now that I am a full-time content creator, let's talk about Cabo. Okay. If you follow me on Instagram, A, I'm so sorry. B, you will know that I attended a influenza trip, my second and probably last, although I'd love to get invited back. And right beforehand, I was going back and forth. I was like, I don't know, like, I don't want to leave Clyde. This feels ridiculous, like, whatever. And I was like afraid to get on pause for barf. But I'm like not a private plane person. Clip it, cancel, Reddit. Here we go. I know that's disgusting to say out loud, but I would rather fly in the overhead on a Spirit Airlines flight than take a private plane. Not that I'm like jet setting all over the world on PJs like fucking Lala Kent season 11, but you know, I've dabbled here and there, and historically muy uncomfortable. Okay. It makes me nervous. I feel like, you know, if the plane crash gods are looking at their options, they're probably going to spare the people on the Southwest flight and take down, you know, the overprivileged private jet patrons. That's just the law of physics. I think they go down more often. And I was a little nervous. Now, this one was pretty pimp. You know, we had like 6 extra seats. Like it was a nice setup. Okay. But prior to this, going to Cabo, the last flight I had taken, I was not doing so well. We were going to the Bahamas. I had my like delicious little goddaughter sitting with me, and this bitch has flown private all over the fucking world. And I was so outwardly nervous and like shifting. I was like, is there any booze on here? Oh God. I was like Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids. I'm like, there's a colonial woman churning butter. Like, we're going down Lilas Harbor Island. I'll never see you again. Sending text messages to my loved ones. I'm like, and it was fine, but I was just so nervous that everybody in the flight was like, is this okay? Like it just spread like wildfire. Okay. So, you know, and the planes are going down these days, you know. Sorry if you're listening to this on a plane. You're going to be like totally fine. You know, it's like, it's enough already. The aliens have sent their message and we're moving on. But I was very, very nervous. And I'm like, imagine if this plane goes down and I'm on my way to fucking Cabo, okay, to go live, laugh, love on an influencer trip. And I leave Andrew and Clyde to fend for themselves. Like he needs me, you know, he needs me. This week's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health awareness is definitely better than when I was a kid and my version of self-care was walking across the freeway to go to 7-Eleven, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey said they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so it's the perfect time to encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is better when people are healthy and happy. Therapy is a great tool for so many reasons. It can give you coping skills if you're going through a hard time. It can help you set boundaries and just empower you to be the best version of yourself. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, BetterHelp is the perfect place to start. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, and they serve over 5 million people worldwide. And the best part is that you can switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Your well-being is worth it. Visit betterhelp.com/bitchbible to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/bitchbible. Hot days, humid nights, and nonstop plans. All that heat can increase hair shedding, while a packed schedule can add stress, which can impact your hair. Summer was always insane because my head always looked like it had been electrocuted, but my hairline would also thin, which makes absolutely no sense. Luckily, I don't worry about the weave since taking Nutrafol. Nutrafol's whole body approach and clinically tested formulas support your hair from within so you can focus on living your best life all summer long. You may have heard of Nutrafol's hair growth supplements and wondered, do they actually work? It's a fair question. Many hair supplements overpromise and underdeliver, but Nutrafol is different. As the number one dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, it is trusted by over 1.5 million people and is clinically tested to deliver real results in just 3 to 6 months. Because everyone's root causes of hair thinning is different, a one-size-fit-all approach to hair growth just doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas designed to give your body what it needs to grow and support your hair's unique needs. Whether you're navigating postpartum, menopause, plant-based lifestyle, or simply looking to see less hair shedding, Nutrafol has you covered. I took Nutrafol right after giving birth because I thought I was going to be spared my hairline receding, and 'twas not. I took Nutrafol, I gave it to all of my girlfriends, and I was back in business within like 3 to 6 months. It really changed my life. I cannot thank you enough, Nutrafol. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BIBLE. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BIBLE. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BIBLE. So anyways, I get to fucking Cabo. I went with Molly Sims, Jeff Lewis, like a bunch of people from the Jeff Lewis Live radio show who are all so great. And just like a sprinkling of people, like 25 people. Everyone on this trip was fucking great. Okay. Now I was looking forward to going on this trip, throwing back a couple teenies and like locking the door with Jeff Lewis and talking violent shit about everybody on the trip. But there was nothing to report. Everyone was like normal, and it was like a different age range. When I went to the Forbidden Vital Proteins retreat of 2019, okay, there was a lot of annoying fucking people on that trip. Not a lot, but I would say there was like a handful of people that were just not a fucking vibe. You know, there was, I would say 4 to 5 people that I just like don't fuck with. Like just boring, not rude, not mean, just like a vibeless carcass of flesh. And it's like the worst thing you could say about someone. Like, were they rude? No. Were they bitchy? They wish. They were just vibeless carcasses. And there's a lot of that in this influencer world. Okay. And I don't consider myself part of that world. Ariel, by the way, what is her name? Mermaid Ariel. I am Ariel. Okay. Give me a fork, dye my hair red. Okay. And get me a fin because I have mercury poisoning and I'm, thingamabobber, not part of that world. Part of that world. What is this stuff? Isn't it neat? Okay. Wouldn't you think my Janori collection's complete? No, it's not, because Clyde broke a cup. That's a whole other conversation. It's like I took meth this morning. I've had 2 chomps. I did go to Chick-fil-A. Maybe I am homophobic. I went to Chick-fil-A for the first time in like 6 years because I don't really fuck with Chick-fil-A. Like, I don't understand why people think it's so good. Like, it's like a rubbery chicken sandwich. But I had a iced tea with a splash of diet lemonade. And then I got a kale slaw, which was very tangy and delightful. And then I had the grilled chicken sandwich, protein style, with some barbecue sauce in the deep, deep valley, looking at slabs that I have nowhere to put on a gorgeous Friday. And I think it gave me a little zing-zang. A little zing-zang. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, being vibeless carcasses. Like, I would rather someone be like, she is a homophobic cunt of a bitch, than be like, yeah, she's all right. It's just not of the times. In today's world, we need to pop off the pages. We need to crank up the volume, metaphorically speaking, or just stay the fuck home and bask in your vanilla essence. Like, I want to keep it spicy all the fucking time. And these girls on the trip were great. A lot of them were like moms, had kids, ready to fucking party. Okay. And we did. We had so much fun. I had a great time. Let me tell you something else. Molly fucking Sims, okay, which is how I will be referring to her moving forward, is so lovely, so gorgeous. And her skincare, this is not an ad. This is not an ad, okay? I have to tell you because I want to spread the gospel. But, you know, I've now been using these products for a week. Her products are fucking amazing. They're fucking amazing. And I'm going to post a link. So I'm going to figure out how to link them in a group, but unbelievable. Like, been using them for a week religiously, and I do not veer from my program. I don't veer from the program. It's minimal products. I've been using them forever and ever and ever. And I switched it up. And I honestly, I don't know if it's good to switch up products every once in a while so your skin like doesn't get used to things, but my skin is looking fucking unbelievable. Despite my diagnosis with mercury poisoning and me growing little fins and little gills in my, turkey neck, the skin is looking good. It's looking real good. So we had the best time in Cabo. We stayed at the Nobu Hotel, which was gorge. I was eating, I was drinking, I was sleeping, I was exfoliating. I think it's the Nobu meal on the last night, the 18-course Nobu meal that really did it for me. Another thing that was just really eye-opening was, I've always considered myself to have low-key Tourette's. I say what I'm thinking. I have impulsive verbal communication stylings. That pales in comparison to one Jeff Lewis. I was sitting with him at the last meal of our Cabo influenza retreat, vacation extraordinaire. And we, I'm an eater. I like that about me. I don't care who I'm with or what the context is. If there's food on the table, Jackie's going to woof it down, and she's going to woof it down fast. Jeff is in the same lane as me. A lot of the women, they're talking. They're taking flat light photos. Maybe they're not interested in the rock shrimp because maybe they're wearing a form-fitting outfit, a midriff skimmer, if you will. They have abs. I don't have abdominals. I'm never going to have abdominals. That's okay. I have personality for days and mercury poisoning. So it's a combo you just can't beat. And Jeff who, by the way, barely knows these bitches, is watching everyone's consumption, okay? And diagnosing anorexia on a case-by-case basis and calling out to these people that he's had little to no conversations with, okay? So there's not even the back history of like a rapport or like, oh, they get his sense of humor. He's like, hey, Emily, why aren't you eating anything? You're not hungry, Emily? You don't like the rock shrimp, Emily? No sashimi for you, Emily? Hey, Jen, what's up? You don't like tempura? Like calling these girls out for not eating. And I was like, A, shut the fuck up. More for us. B, I have mercury poisoning. And I didn't even know it at the time. But once I lean in, not to the mercury poisoning, my diagnosis, but once I lean into like a group trip like that, I really had an epiphany during a Saturday morning jazzercise dance class on the beach in front of the entirety of the Nobu Hotel patrons, which is just like so level 10 embarrassing to be like slightly hungover and shaking your shit on the Lido deck for everybody and their gay brother to sit on their balcony and like watch us dance like the most Caucasian group of women, okay? Dancing to like Lil Wayne at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. It's just a sight to behold. And the first 5 minutes, I was like, I have to fake Montezuma's Revenge and run back to my hotel because I just can't, my soul can't take it. I'm so fucking embarrassed, like so genuinely embarrassed. And then I was trying to do like the too cool thing where I'm like half doing the choreography and then like pretending to like take a call and like pretending to take water and being like, oh my God. And then talking to everyone around me so I didn't have to do the moves. But I've decided that that's actually more embarrassing. And when life hands you moments like that, the only option is going all in because it's actually less embarrassing than pretending to be too cool to participate, especially after like a certain age. After 30 years old, you better just bust a jazz hand and drop it low and get the fuck into it, or stay in your hotel room. But to do the like too cool, like, oh God, like this is so embarrassing. Put on a unitard and hit them with a hip thrust. And that's exactly what I fucking did. The first 5 minutes, I'm like kind of, by 27 minutes in, I'm like actively trying to go on tour with the teacher. You know what I mean? I am in, I'm hitting the choreography. I'm giving it my all. I look disgraceful. My extensions are gone with the wind. And I'm shimmying on the beach. And it was fun. It was fun. It reminded me of being at summer camp. It reminded me of like outdoor ed. If you're from LA, you know what outdoor ed is. It reminded me of just, I don't know. It was a good time. I had a great, great time. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack sponsor. IQ Bar is the better-for-you plant protein-based snacks made with brain-boosting nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without the sugar crash. I've been hunting for the perfect post-Pilates snack, and it's hard because most protein bars taste like shit or are loaded with sugar. Like, if you look at the ingredients, it's just appalling, but these bad boys taste great and are good for you, which feels too good to be true. Their chocolate sea salt bar is my fave. IQ Bar's plant protein bars are packed with high quality ingredients to help you stay physically and mentally fit. IQ Bar is totally free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners for a natural anytime snack with over 20,000 five-star reviews and counting. More people than ever are starting their days on the right foot with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off at IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, text Bible to 64,000. Text Bible to 64,000. That's Bible to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Today's episode is sponsored by Addyi, the FDA-approved treatment for certain premenopausal women who are bothered by low libido and want their sex drive back. Let's be real. At a certain point, we're just over it. Not because we don't love our partners or our situationships, but because sometimes our bodies just decide, nope, we're done here. Let's break it down. If a dude can't get it up, he's got what, like 26 different boner pills? But for women, there's really only one. Maybe you've been hearing about it. It's this little pink pill called Addyi. Addyi is clinically proven to help boost your sex drive and increase satisfaction. It's helped thousands of women, and honestly, you deserve it, bitch. Go check out Addyi at addyi.com. That's ADDYI.com, because a dry spell is one thing, but babe, we're not waiting on rain. Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem. Problems in the relationship or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in children, men, or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. This risk increases if you take certain prescriptions, OTC, or herbal medications, or have liver problems, and can happen when you take Addyi without alcohol or other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of Addyi's ingredients. Allergic reactions may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sometimes serious sleepiness can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including box warning, at addyi.com/PI. Just got a text from Heather McMahon. Her timing is impeccable. I'm going to have to add this to my gallery wall. She just texted me. She says, you got a shout out in my Hollywood Reporter article. So she did some interview with the Hollywood Reporter, and she was talking about her cruise ship, the Absolutely Not cruise line, which actually looked like so much fun. Was I asked to attend? Of course I was. Did I instantly decline? Of course I did. So this is what she said in her interview. I personally handpicked all the other comics and talent that were coming aboard because I knew that my audience or I knew what my audience would want to see. The best part was there was no toxic masculinity on this ship. That was a huge takeaway. All of the talent were phenomenal people, hanging out with everyone after the shows, having fun. And everyone that was asked to come on said yes right away, which I was really surprised by. I did have a girlfriend who was afraid of birds, so she declined my invitation. She was like, if I see a bird out in the wild and it lands on me, I will jump off the ship. That was Jackie Schimmel. Yes, it fucking was. I'm so happy that my bird phobia was immortalized in The Hollywood Reporter. That's important. That's making the gallery wall. Oh, I know what else was making the gallery wall. This is so funny. I get this question a lot, and I'm going to blackmail her to come on at some point in her life and answer this question herself. People ask how I became friends with Jennifer Lawrence quite often, and I'm going to blackmail her so she can tell the full story because it is a very funny story. But after, when was it? We had gone on a trip to actually go see Heather. And right after, there was, I can't remember the publication. It was so funny. The wording was so offensive. I can't remember. It was like a very like highbrow publication. I don't remember if it was like Vogue or Vanity Fair or something. And the article was titled "How Jennifer Lawrence Infiltrated the LA Podcast Community." And it was there was like some mention of how she became friends with Heather and I. And there was like some wording that said like, how in the world did Jennifer Lawrence become friends with these two fucking losers? It wasn't exactly that, but it was in that lane and vein of like, it begs the question, what in the world is A-lister, Oscar winner, talent of the century Jennifer Lawrence, tarnishing her good name by hanging out with these two broken bitches? And I read it and I said, excuse me, how dare you, Vanity Fair? The audacity. I am a journalist. I am a tastemaker. I have mercury poisoning. How dare you talk about a victim like that? Maybe Jalal is doing Make-A-Wish foundations for women ridden with mercury poisoning. I have to add that one to the gallery wall. It's a good one. It's funny. And I'm probably embellishing deeply, but I was offended, quite frankly. What was I talking about? It all goes back to mercury poisoning. It all goes back to me, the Little Mermaid. Somebody call JoJo and Emma Roberts because we're doing an Aquamarine 2 reboot starring me, Merwoman, aka Mermaid Jackie Schimmel. Am I going to stop eating fish? I don't think so. And you know what the doctor said to me? She says, do you eat a lot of shark? And I said, it's a funny story. Okay, Dr. Tanya. I actually, when I was pretending to go to college many moons ago, and I didn't really have my budgeting in order at the end of the month when I had negative $4, I'd go to the local Food for Less and they always sold huge vats of discounted shark meat. And if you put enough Taco Bell sauce on anything, tastes like chicken. And I would make like shark tacos, shark quesadillas. This is not a joke. I would buy shark all the time. All the fucking time. So maybe that's had like a long lasting impact, but I'm not really like a tuna girly. I love uni. I do love caviar. I mean, I've been fucking chugging that by the boatful because I do, if the aliens are coming or AI is going to, murder us all. By the way, I'm not interested in having any conversations about like the turn of the world and AI coming for us and taking our jobs and our livelihood. Like, I'm just not interested. It's come up so often in the past couple of weeks for me. And if you're listening at home, I don't want to be by a pool talking about AI. I don't want to talk about AI ever. Ignorance is bliss. I have mercury poisoning, and I'm just not interested in doomsday conversations. Okay. I am trying to bewitched, say la vie, jazz hand to boot, and I'm just not doing it. I don't want to get in the trenches of darkness. I'm living in the light. I feel like this episode's unintentionally a little name droppy, so I'd like to apologize for that, but I have mercury poisoning. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that, so everyone has to feel bad for me, okay? I'm diseased, for fuck's sake. Ooh, this is exciting information. We have lots to discuss. Okay, Meghan Markle, Travis Kelce, Katy Perry. Let's start with Katy Perry, shall we? Because I feel like I haven't really discussed her going into space. They should have fucking left her there. God bless her and her microbangs. Katy Perry, she kind of like, oh God, anaphylaxis. I mean, first of all, when you put out an album that is deemed one of the worst albums of the past decade by Rolling Stone, I think it got like 0 out of 10. The review was, I mean, talk about diarrhea and anal leakage. Like my butthole prolapsed when I read that review, and it wasn't even about me. I was just like, woo, that's kind of when you dim the lights, fade into the abyss, regroup, re-strategize about your creative approach, and then maybe 3 years from now, come out with like a stripped down album of sorts. You know, that's when you pivot and take a beat. But not Katy Perry, okay? Instead, she grabs a daisy, launches herself up into space, announces a tour, and just hits you at your local amphitheater, okay, with a lot of props and not a lot of energy. It is. I'm not sure if you've seen the footage from the Katy Perry. What is it called? Like the Legends tour. I don't know. It's like some diffusion brand of the Eras tour. And it is tragique, okay? She's dressed as a robot. There's props. There's poop. I mean, I don't know if that's from her Vegas residency, but I saw a video clip this morning of her like in front of a large toilet with a dancing piece of stool singing California Girls. And I thought, there's not enough acid in the Western Hemisphere that makes that cool or creative or funny or interesting. It's fucking weird. We have given these pop stars, not all of them, but just specifically Katy Perry, too much creative liberty and too many gold stars on the forehead, okay? Since Teenage Dream, I'm not super impressed. And all of the prop work and all of the gimmicks and all of the costumes and all that zany energy isn't translating anymore, Katy. It's enough, okay? What is Orlando Bloom doing? What is Orlando Bloom thinking, okay? I know that they went and ran across fire at the Hoffman Institute or whatever the fuck it is, which is for the broken. If you have to consistently, this is a hot take, okay? If you have to run across fire, okay, or go to Bali or go live in a yurt for a couple weeks to find yourself and get recentered, your shit's inherently broken. It ain't ever gonna be fixed, okay? So you can go on tour with a lightsaber. Is it lightsaber or a lightsaber? I don't fucking care. And a large background dancer dressed as a piece of stool, but I don't fucking trust your judgment. And you can send love and light to your haters, but I'm worried about you, okay? It's gone rogue. We need to dim the lights. She's flipping around and there's lights and there's poop and there's costumes and there's microbangs and she's shimmying and it's bad. It's bad, Katy Perry. What is the tour called? I think it's Legends or Icons or Sit Down Katy Perry Tour. Okay, it is called the Guadalajara. Oh no, that's just where she's performing next. The Lifetimes Tour. It's her 5th concert tour, okay, by American singer Katy Perry, following her 7th studio album, 143. We should have known that shit was going down south when she named her fucking album 143. I missed that one, okay? And then she comes back from fucking space and she talks about how it's, now she's looking at life through a different lens and it's really reset her and love and laugh. And I don't fucking care. This is fucking stupid. We need to hold celebrities accountable for being fucking stupid, okay? And I understand I love Katy Perry, okay? This is when I start backpedaling. I'm like, has Andrew worked with Katy Perry? I don't think so. And now he's never gonna. I think she's talented, beautiful, successful, okay? Please, I beg of you. Let's really reset, okay? Not by launching into space, but maybe just by dimming the lights for a hot second. Checking in with Orlando, okay? Really thinking about intentional decisions moving forward. Because the feces of it all, I'm good. I'm oversaturated. I'm done. I don't want to see any more TikToks. And there's a lot of articles saying, the world is being too hard on Katy Perry, particularly one from Rolling Stone. It says the pop icon delivers a gloriously over-the-top spectacle on the Lifetimes tour, but the backlash she's facing right now is far more outsized than her show. Perhaps, I guess I have to enter an email to read the rest of the email of the article. All right. Are we being dramatic? Are we being cunts? Maybe, but it's insane when they show her flip it around and then they pan to the crowd that's like lifelessly bobbing to California Girls. It's too overstimulating. It's too much. She's got to go back to that Hoffman Institute with Julianne Hough and find herself. And let's just, I say this with love and concern. Love and concern. Now that I've decided to ruin my life and go back on tour, I've been a bit busy, okay? There are lots of logistics to cover, and one of the things that's fallen to the wayside is mealtime. Grocery shopping, not really on the cards for me right now, but luckily Hungry Root has been a total lifesaver. Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped into one. So as you keep shopping with them, they give you better and better personalized recommendations based on your likes, your dislikes. It's so easy. It's tailored to all your preferences, which I love. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping, recommending healthy groceries and meals tailored to you. They make it so easy to eat high quality, nutritious food, achieve any diet or health goals from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, and more. Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free. All of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less with over 15,000 recipes shipped each week. There is something for every taste and nutritional preference, okay? There's shrimp and asparagus Alfredo linguine. Get out of here, Hungry Root. I love Hungry Root. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/bitchbible and use code bitchbible. That is hungryroot.com/bitchbible, code bitchbible to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/bitchbible, code bitchbible. Another thing that's happened in the past week, Meghan Markle is coming for my goddamn brand, okay? A couple weeks ago, I shared that I write Clyde emails and I created an email address for him and I try to email him as much as I can, usually after a couple teenies, like beautiful love notes. And Meghan Markle, she did her first podcast interview. It's a shame that she didn't decide to pop on over to the Bitch Bible podcast. I think it'd be a glorious fit. And I don't know the name of the show. Semantics, doesn't matter. Details aren't really my thing. And they sat makeup free and they just talked like two girls on a microphone. And she disclosed that she does the same thing for her children. Where'd you get that information, Meghan Markle? The way that she glamorizes like really mundane things is very much so in the vein of, I think I like the little life. Remember that trend? God, I miss it so much. Let's bring it back. like some bitch looking out the window, washing her hands. Think I like the little left. It's like, bitch, you're washing your hands. Let's not get dramatic with it. Let's not get creative with the cinematography. You're washing your hands. Everybody does that. You love this little life because you're using your aromatherapy soap. Like, that's the highlight of your fucking day. Okay. Alrighty. But, you know, I make breakfast and I drop the kids off to school and I do my Zoom meetings. It's like, that's a lot of people are doing that, Meghan Markle, with the little flower sprinkles. And you know what? Lukewarm take. I can see an edible floral petal on a pancake, maybe an avocado toast, but do we need it on guacamole? Maybe not. Do we need it on a cheese board? No, I actually think that it fucks with the aesthetic. I don't know that we need a rainbow sprinkle flower petal on charcuterie or pizza or mac and cheese. It belongs on a French toast, maybe a Dutch baby pancake. As rogue as I could get is maybe an avocado toast because that's a fruit, but I don't find it to be appetizing on a savory dish. That's just me. That's just me being cunty. Those are my 2 cents, Megan. But yeah, she's coming for my brand. And I see you, Megan. And I'll see you in Montecito. Okay? I'll see you in fucking Montecito at your orchard. Because I have an orchard myself. My roses are blooming. And I didn't even realize because I don't really like to go towards the back of the property because there's animals and hawks and mountain lions and bobcats and squirrels and rats. But I have a blueberry bush. Who knew? I have a blueberry bush. Clyde has been running. Okay. It's like he found these. Okay. I got these cowboy boots off Amazon. The amount of people that are like, oh my God, are those custom? In what fucking world do you think that I am buying my fat fuck of a son, okay, with those thunder thighs and those cankles, custom made cowboy boots? No, they're from fucking Amazon and they were $29.99. I had them overnighted. Back when he was refusing to walk, I thought if I put him in a heel, okay, kinky boots, if I put him in like a red heeled cowgirl boot, maybe it would be uncomfortable to crawl in and it would just force him to walk. But now he's taken a liking to these boots and he is running. He likes the heel. I think he likes the elevation and the sound of the boot hitting the floor. And he takes off like a little fucking rocket ship. Okay. Annie got her boots. Oh no, it's Annie, get your guns. We're not going to talk about that. Remember when I had a firearms ad in an episode a couple weeks ago for the state of California? Sorry about that. Not sure how that one slipped in, but if you didn't catch it, it's because I am a narcissist and I did. And I was like, hey, let's not. And please spare me the DMs of like, this is America. This is not a political thing. I just don't know that we need to be hawking firearms on the Bitch Bible podcast. It feels a little gone girl. I don't know. What was I saying? Clyde found her boots and Jessica Simpson, look the fuck out. Meghan Markle is coming for my brand. Clyde Lyon Hawes is coming for Jessica Simpson, Daisy Dukes. What is it? What was that movie she was in? Dukes of Hazzard. Okay. He wants to sleep in them. He wants to wear them all day. He looks for them. He tried to take a bath with them yesterday and he is on the fucking move. So he was running in the backyard. I have to get him those swim lessons. And I'm like, I feel really like ill-equipped emotionally to do the classes where they just throw the kids in and let them drown for a few seconds. I don't know if I have the constitution for that. But we gotta figure it out because he is booked and busy and he ran to the back of the yard and just running through rose bushes, like just thorns everywhere. And she found a blueberry bush. Okay. So I'm going to get a little basket and I'm just going to start, maybe I'll get a little booth at the farmer's market. Okay. And I have roses and I have lemons, Yolanda Hadid. Speaking of lemons. Oh my God, these transitions just write themselves. Everyone, I have breaking news. Okay. Move over buttercream yellow. It is all about lemon yellow, according to Vogue this summer. I'm a yellow enthusiast, both the song by Coldplay and also the color. And I find butter yellow to be universally more attractive and appealing than a lemon yellow, but I'm intrigued and interested. I was looking at some Janori china yesterday, and there was a gorgeous citrine color, which I've veered away from recently because I typically go towards I'm not a blue dishware person, although I love a blue splatter because I think that's very timeless Ina Garten, Nancy Meyers energy. But I typically go for a pink or a terracotta, a rusty pink, salmony color, bricky pink, or a green, and then amber. That's my color palette with dishware. I like green, pink, and amber. I find that to be just universally very gorgeous. I also love tortoise glassware. Brown tortoise glassware. That's a new hyperfixation of mine. It's good to have hobbies and dreams and hopes. But I saw the citrine color, which is yellow with blue, and I was kind of tickled vaginally by that. And I don't know if that was just me being unconsciously influenced by Vogue saying that yellow is the new butter, but I'm sticking with butter for a while. I think I'm sticking with butter forever. I even had a moment because I'm really actively trying to redo the primary bathroom because I fucked it up. I just didn't have the intel that I have now. And sometimes I go to the slab yard in the deep, deep valley and I find a piece of stone and then I can't sleep for days because I just fantasize about what I could do with it. And I'm thinking there was a very short moment where I was what if I did a butter bathroom? But I don't think that's it. I like green bathrooms or pink, prison pink or green. I have lots of green bathrooms in this house. It's something that I find to be very calming and kind of a forever color. And then I could switch out wallpaper, switch out light fixtures. I find green to be kind of neutrally. And I'm trying to really not fuck up the primary bathroom. So I want beautiful stone. I want to incorporate some more warm wood. I'm deciding if I want to do paneling, marble paneling, which seems kind of expensive. It's kind of not fiscally responsible, but would be so gorgeous with a beautiful stone. I got to think on it. I'm not doing any wallpaper in there. It's been done. It's enough. I might wallpaper the closet, but I'm gonna fuck it up in a good way, It's going to be sexy. It's going to be sleek. I want it to feel like a hotel. I want some type of built-in coffee machine. I want a wet bar. I don't know. I've got to just brew on it for a couple months. Sell some eggs on the black market, maybe pick up that farmer's market habit, sell my blueberries and my lemons, and then go back to the drawing board because I want to do this once right. I say that, LOL. I want to do this once right. And then update, keep it fresh, keep it fresh, keep it fresh, keep it fresh. Remember when Ramona Singer, this is something I think about at least 3 times a week. Remember when Ramona Singer got her tits, got her facelift, left Mario, and then had a rebirth, had a renewal party, and decided to renovate her Hamptons home and her New York City apartment, and basically just went on Wayfair and got undersized rugs. Everything is glass, acrylic, silver, a Marilyn Monroe picture. It is freshman dorm ASU, I don't know what it is. It's a freshman dorm room, okay? And it with elements of Sheena Shea, sterile. She got rid of all of her burgundy, tufted 1988 window treatments and just hit us with a rogue acrylic chair and a steel side table from Home Goods and a Marilyn Monroe black and white photo. with like an oversized vase and fake flowers. Okay, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh my God, it's so fun when we don't get to like chat live for a couple weeks, because then the wheels really start working and I feel like we have a lot to catch up on. Okay, Travis Kelce unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram. What does this mean? Blake Lively is out doing press for A Simple Favor 2. I forget what it's called. Maybe it's called A Simple Favor 2. The journalism never fucking stops, okay? She's done a couple late night shows. She did that Time 100 gala where she gave a speech and divulged that her mother was a survivor. And, it got not great feedback from the world, the internet, the keyboard warriors, if you will. Now, there was a lot of videos circulating of people lip reading her and Ryan's conversation before she gave her speech. And it shows allegedly some type of like tense dialogue, like from Ryan Reynolds. And he gives off that energy to me of being like slightly, and it could be sarcasm because, in a lot of his interviews, he's clearly very sarcastic. We saw that on the It Ends With Us press tour, him like hijacking the interview and making jokes about the love interest and that weird. That's not my sense of humor. I don't find any of that to be funny. I find it to be odd and like, why are you doing press for your wife's movie? And like a lot of the hearsay and a lot of the lore of the It Ends With Us drama, people think that Ryan Reynolds was jealous because Blake Lively was flirting or vice versa. There was chemistry between Justin/Jason Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds was privy to that and then like put the kibosh on it. And then Blake Lively allegedly fabricated. I don't know. I honestly don't have a stance on it because I just don't know. It seems like a lot on both of their ends, like so much energy into pleading both of their cases. And there's just not, it's hard because all the evidence is in favor of Baldoni, and Blake Lively has not been able to present any evidence to substantiate her claims. And, the power dynamic, we always want to believe women, but the power dynamic here is so different because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are this, powerhouse Hollywood couple, yada, yada, yada. All the past interviews being regurgitated, not a great look. So now Blake Lively is forward pedaling, promoting her movie, being more present on Instagram, on social media. And allegedly people are saying that Taylor Swift is going to be, what is the word? Not summoned, but subpoenaed in the Baldoni Lively case, which is like, oh God, the last thing that Taylor needs. Like, she doesn't need to fucking deal with this. Okay. But recently, I think it was last week, Travis Kelce unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, and that, sent shockwaves through the internets and the tickety talks, because if these two were best friends, Taylor Swift is the godmother to Blake Lively's children, and her boyfriend unfollows, the father of her godchildren. What does that mean? Does that mean they're taking a time out? Does that mean that Taylor Swift wants to be not discluded from this narrative? Probably. And also, like, Taylor Swift hasn't been, this is the longest time that Taylor Swift hasn't been active on social media. And I think she's probably just, enjoying her life after bleeding out for the craft on her Eras tour for what felt like 17 years. She's probably taking some time off. Rightfully so. But the unfollow of it all is interesting and perplexing. Now, maybe Travis Kelce unfollowed everybody. That's, but if it was just Ryan Reynolds, and I should probably do a little fact checking, and he still follows a myriad of other people, that probably means something. And I don't know what. Ryan Reynolds has nervous energy to me. And I find his faux quirkiness to be insufferable. God bless him. What a talent. Love him like a sister. But I don't find that like that energy quirky. I don't find it to be funny. And I find it to be like nervous and unsettled. And I'm really good at reading people's energy, even from a distance. And he has a chip that I don't want to dip, if you know what I mean. And is Blake Lively doing damage control? I don't know. She's promoting a movie. Am I going to watch it tonight? Yeah. I've already planned what I'm having for dinner tonight. I'm going to have a chopped salad. I'm going to have a spicy pepperoni with hot honey pizza from the Beverly Hills Cheese Shop. They do a gorgeous pizza. I'm going to start with a martini with a hand-stuffed blue cheese olive, and then I'm going to switch over to a beautiful bottle of Nebbiolo that I've been sitting on. And then for dessert, I'm going to have I got those like frozen grape, like sour grape things. No, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have a beautiful piece of dark chocolate. Oh no, I'm going to have this pistachio cookie that I got from a local Italian import store, pre-tariffs. Oh, a beautiful pistachio cookie with a Nebbiolo. Get out of here. What was I saying? So yeah. And then I'm going to watch A Simple Favor too, and I will report back. Does Anna Kendrick hate Blake Lively? Probably. That's just probably. They don't seem like they vibe. And it's not one person being good and one person being bad. I'm still holding Anna Kendrick responsible for the cups of it all. I hate that fucking song. You play Cups for me and I will drive into oncoming traffic. I can't even think of how it goes. I got a ticket for the long way. I don't want to. No. I think the people that are too overly obsessed with Pitch Perfect, also over the age of 28, broken. Weird uncle. Thank you so much for listening to the Bitch Bible podcast. I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, I am alive and invigorated this week, and thank you so much for listening. Please give us 5 stars on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. It really helps me and I really appreciate it. And share with your friends. Thank you. Have a blessed day.